got athleticism, really good basketball player. So he's got a good future. But, the other guy was Hoffler today. Man, his get off, he was we needed to see that. And for him to be able to go out and start today to have this kid's twitchy. He's a natural pass rusher, but he's big. He's bigger than Jaheim. And that, now Jaheim's kind of closed the gap from a size standpoint to where he looks like the rest of the guys. But Hoffler showed up here looking like you're supposed to look, and naturally is a good pass rusher. But the game's just got to slow down for him a little bit. And again, Chris is in it. He challenges that kid every day. It was good for him to have some success there. So I like the group for sure. Peter wasn't able to go today, but you got Caden out there who's getting a lot of reps, and we got Big Mayo showing up here this summer. We got the young Kasai kid, so it's a group that's a work in progress, I would say. That position is still incomplete. We don't have Armand Mason. You've heard me talk about Armand Mason, and Armand is a kid that'll be a factor if he's healthy and he makes it back for fall. That'll be a kid that'll have a chance to get in the mix too. It's coming together, but that group is still a little incomplete.
I was just about to ask you about Lawson. You looked like a DB on that pick, but it was a good day for the Daniel boys. Crosby had some catches. Your son Clay had a catch. Yeah. Venables had a TFL. How much fun do you have watching those Daniel boys?
Oh man, listen, it's one of the best programs in this state. They're well coached and they're tough, and it's cool when those kids have an opportunity. You had Bryce Smith out there playing today. Obviously we got Kyle Young out there, and Watson Young. He wasn't able to play today, but we got a bunch of great kids from that program that have come in here and really done a good job for us.
Dabo, what's the challenge to your team this summer?
Team and leadership. That's what has to happen. You're not gonna win. You'll win some games, but you can't win at the highest level without being an elite team. And I'm talking about team. I'm talking about selflessness. I'm talking about servant leadership. I'm talking about caring about each other, knowing each other. That type of stuff. You got to be together. So that's a big part of what the summer's about. It's really being together as a team. That's how you win. That's how we win at Clemson. You gotta really be stronger together, and then leadership and just the chemistry that comes with that. And it's not just seniors. You can be a freshman. Tyler Brown was a leader the day he got here. He wasn't sitting around waiting on somebody to lead him. He just putting the work in and showing up every day. And so leadership doesn't know an age, and so all of just developing that across the board, in all position groups, all throughout the team. I think that's a big part of every summer. So excited about that process, and it's a part of our job as we develop that and create opportunities for them to lead. And the summer is a big time to do that.
Place kicking situation coming out of the spring.
Yeah, I think they both did some good things, and Robert had a really good spring. He probably we'll see what the tallies are after today, but they're like within a percentage point or two of each other, so it's pretty close. I think Robert might have been just on top, but still got a long way to go. And then it was good to see a game today. So Hoosier goes out there and knocks down a couple of kicks. I think one of them was maybe a 48-yarder, and Robert just getting back to creating the consistency in his game. And what was that, like a 57-yarder or something? And that he just right, good pass at it. He got some balls up and things like that. So he's had a good spring, but to be continued. Best thing I can say. We don't play till August 31st, so we got a long way to go. And those guys are going to continue to compete, and we'll see how it all shakes out. And I think Jack Smith's had a really good spring. Our punter, I'm really proud of him. He's taken a very noticeable step with his confidence and his consistency. And then, Aiden has just been steady Eddie for us.
You had some really good situations in this game. You had a 2-minute drill at the end of the first half, some goal line, goal-to-go situations, third and short, fourth and short. How important is it to have that in front of fans, have those situations?
It's very important, and we had a lot of red zone this year, this little scrimmage, which we were awful at last year, and so it's good to see us do a good job of finishing some drives, whether it be a kick or a touchdown, hanging on to the ball, not having stupid, penalties and things like that. So, it's good. It's always good when those things. Sometimes you manufacture that when you're scrimmaging and stuff. We make sure we get the type of work that we need. But today, organically, some things happened that was fun to see.
There was a moment in the game where you kind of got on Shelton Lewis after a personal foul penalty. That was kind of like just to kind of get on like.
Yeah, he's a guy that plays with a lot of emotion, and I love that. You don't want to ever take that away from him, but you can't become emotional. When you're emotional, then you get outside of yourself and you do stupid stuff like that. That's a very, very costly penalty. It's just extra, right? And you can't do that. Those are things those are plays that can really cost you in close games. And we don't have a lot of margin for error with the type of schedule that we play. And those are games that get you beat. That can mean a touchdown versus a field goal. So just got to play with a little bit more poise. And he's a guy, again, he just naturally has a ton of fire, which makes him, it's one of the things I love about that kid. He hates to lose. He is a competitive guy. But sometimes he can kind of cross the line a little bit and become emotional. And, you just got to channel it a little bit better at times.
And you spoke on the defensive ends. How has the move of Peter Woods and Caden Story to defensemen kind of uplifted the defensive tackle unit? And Green had 2 sacks for that. It's
been good. Caden missed some time, so we just got him back. He's been out the last few practices, so it's good to get him back today. That's a good move for him. He'll keep progressing. Peter can play anywhere, honestly. There's really nowhere I don't think he can play. He can go play middle linebacker if you wanted him to. He's just one of our best football players. And I hate he couldn't go today, but he'll do what he needs to do this summer to really build on what he did this spring. And, he'll be a guy that if he's on the field, you'll notice him. That's for sure. So we've got some options, we've got some flexibility within that group, and certainly Peter gives us, the ability. It could be some third downs, long situations. He can bump inside. Maybe want to get your best pass rushers on the field or whatever it may be. But he gives us a lot of options as a football player.
Coach, what's something you've seen out of Cade that you haven't compared to years past this spring?
I think just the game slowed down for him. Last year you could tell that he just sometimes wasn't really paying attention to situational stuff. Wants to make every play. Third, like one play today, 3rd and 13. Last year he's trying to get 14 yards somewhere. And today, 3rd and 13 in a plus territory situation, he checks the ball down to Sapp or Olsen. I can't remember which one it was, and maybe you get the first down, or maybe you get 4th and 1 or 2 when you put yourself in a go for it situation, or you add on to the field goal, whatever it may be. Those plays are huge, and that's an area that I don't think he did a good job with, especially early the first half of the season. It drive you crazy. It's 2nd and 10, and it was a real opportunity to make it 3rd and 3. But he's trying to, hold the ball to get it to wherever because he's just wired that way. And there's nothing wrong with checking that ball down. It's right there. So maybe we don't get the first down, but it's situationally now it's 3rd and 2. And so it's good to see. That's probably the biggest thing. I just think his awareness situationally has really improved. And I just think it's a product of the game has slowed down from him. He's been through some battles. He's just got some experience. And, he's kind of come out the other side bruised and scarred and calloused. And that's now he's got a little different perspective. And that's serving him well. So he's a great kid. He's a relentless worker and really, really talented. So I'm excited because I know he's going to go do what he needs to do this summer. I think he's 204, and he'll probably come back probably around 210 or so. So he's just kind of transforming, and maturing right before our eyes, and I think he's going to make a lot of big plays, have a lot of big wins for his time is up here at Clemson.
Looks like Linthicum and Keith Adams both got a little banged up. They both okay.
I think everybody's okay. I don't, nobody's brought anything to me of anything significant. That could change between today and tomorrow, but I think we're okay.
You made a point about in some past press conferences about the talent that you have at running back and the amount of people that you have there, and coming into the spring game and in the spring game, seeing those players like Jarvis, seeing Strecco, seeing those guys not get tons of yards, but also you see their skills on the field. What do you think you saw out of those guys? How do you feel about it?
First of all, how about a little Strecco? He's just a tough, gritty kid. He's got ability. He's a D1 guy. He had an opportunity to go to military academies, and he decided he was going to not do that and wanted to walk on at Clemson. And if he sticks with it, he'll be a guy that'll help this football team. He's a talented kid. So good to have him, and good for him to get an opportunity today. Probably wouldn't have got as much opportunity if Moffitt's playing. So it's good for him to be able to show, hey, look, I'm getting better, and he is. But Keith Adams has had an awesome spring for us. He made a little play out there today on a screen that he extended and ended up getting the first down on. And those are the things that's good to see from him. He's done a better job of catching the ball. But he's a good guy that's definitely positioned himself to help us. Jarvis, same thing. You can just kind of count on Jarvis to be where he's supposed to be, doing what he's supposed to do. And then Eazy-E, was a